Good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is Samantha, and I'm coming to you on behalf of E.P.I.C. E.P.I.C stands for Empowering People and Inspiring Community. E.P.I.C is a conscious living publication, positive media outlet, a place for artists, a place for writers, a place for wellness practitioners and heart centered businesses to use their voice to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am the co creator and co publisher of Epic Tri County CT. And this whole circle of Epic would not be possible without the co creator, Lisa, and co publisher. Lisa is at her home working in the feed. Good morning, Lisa. Please let Lisa know that you're here. Send her some love and light through the comments. Let us know how you're doing, how you feeling today. Any way we can help you, reach out to Epic. We're here for you. We're here to be your voice. So please let us know. It's absolutely gorgeous here in Connecticut. Once again, the sky is blue, the sun is bright, the air is clearing, and we're so excited. What I'm feeling today as the breeze is blowing through is almost a rebirth, right? That not only does our small little town of Torrington, our state of Connecticut need, but I'm feeling this wind of love, and I know it's there. I know it's there. We are that wind, and we need to be the visionary leaders that change the vibration of our planet. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know, scale of 1 to 10. How are you? How are you? I hope that after our conversation today with a brilliant, brave young woman, Susan Greene, after our conversation, I hope you're more towards that 10 of the scale because we got you. So, Susan, before I bring her in, let me tell you a little bit about Susan. Um, the relationship that we have with Susan right now is a beautiful depiction of how connections that you make, every person that you meet, is put into your life for a reason, whether you know it or not. I was in a government office over the summer. No, it was actually spring, late winter, early spring, whatever. Doesn't matter what season it was. I was there having some administrative work taken care of at a government office. And I just happened to mention to the beautiful lady that's taking care of me that I'm a publisher and a co-creator of Epic. And she said, "Oh my goodness, I have that magazine on my table at home." She said, "My daughter loves the magazine." And I'm like, "Really? Who's your daughter?" And so we went on, we bonded. Conversation was struck up. Lo and behold, within 2 months, Susan, this woman's daughter, was featured in Epic Tri County CT May June issue. I'm sorry. Let's see, Susan. Yes, May June, the empowerment and inspiration. She shares her poetry. And now she's here to share her light and her love. So please do, as we bring Susan forward, do give her some epic love and some epic light. Yay, angels, I see you. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
Uh, Good, good. I want to thank you again for taking the time today to be with us. I want to thank you for being a part of the epic mission and the epic vision. Um, the poetry that you submitted was beautiful. We featured it in our May June under the empowerment and inspiration. Lisa is going to be sharing your contact info, but also the link to our digital publication so our readers, viewers can really tune into that piece that you wrote called A New Life.
Awesome.
And what perfect timing, right? And what inspiration. So thank you.
Oh.
Can, can you tell us, Susan, a little bit about who you are and how you have transitioned, transformed, progressed into where you are now as a visionary leader and a warrior of peace? And I think we lost her feed. And that's okay. This is what Epic is about. It's about being real, it's about being live, and it's about being here for you. I'm going to continue on a little bit while we wait for Susan to log back in, affirming that that will happen. And if it doesn't, we will be back with Susan very, very soon. Oh, here she comes. Yay. Thank you, Be Live. Thank you, Angels. Let's bring her into the stream.
There we go.
There we go. Welcome back.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened. It just disappeared.
that's okay. I just said it's real, it's live, it's epic. So tell us about you, hon.
Yeah.
Who are you?
So I started this journey, like the awareness part of it outside of myself, probably when I was 16 years old. I had a really intense eating disorder, which led me into like food as medicine, and it led me to listen to myself as opposed to my external influences, which is still not always the easiest thing to do. How did I get here? I really just was always following my own beat of my own drum. Before it was like trendy and before it was like cool to like be a yoga teacher and a life coach and all of those things. I really just had this inner strength inside of me and this inner guide to tell me, and then, right, the guides that are outside of myself tell me to keep going in this way, which felt natural, which felt real, and to connect to what nature is telling us, what nature is calling us to do, because we're also nature. I am nature, you are nature. So that to me just makes sense, and it's kind of and I've been writing since I was like, I think I've had journals since I was like 15 years old. So
Beautiful.
I still have them.
Beautiful. And
Yeah.
you had mentioned the eating disorder, and I too have come. I think that the journey of pain and suffering for me, which my drug of choice were many, but it was always alcohol, drugs, illegal drugs. And we spoke earlier this month, I believe, on Epic Interviews with Robin Clare, in regards to the new book she wrote on healing from addiction through grace. So, and she also shared her story about her eating disorder and how that led her to a more holistic, natural, centered, loving way of life. So, isn't it funny how even the worst of times are what propels us to where we are now? So, I thank you for showing up. You're in the process, I know, of rebranding your business and rebranding yourself. So, it's very brave of you to say today. So can you tell us a little bit about what that's about and what we can expect in the future?
I can tell you a little bit. Yes, I am. Sorry, I'm losing you a little bit, so just repeat that.
Okay. We had mentioned that you're rebranding, and what I want people to know is what services you bring as a visionary leader and a woman warrior in Connecticut, whether it be your yoga, writing. What is it that you bring to our community as a light worker?
So I am claiming myself as a contemporary mystic. I am a contemporary mystic. I have been, iffy about it, but mysticism is really how I gear myself, and that's how I listen to everything. And to keep going, because mysticism actually came before science, and I think that it's important to have both. Um, I'm still going to do coaching sessions, and I want to help their internal nature so they can connect it to their outer world. And read tarot. I will continue to read tarot. Yoga is going to transition into more of how to live yoga, because that's what helped save my life during this process. It helped save I am, and the philosophy of it is just incredible, and it invites everyone in. It doesn't exclude one. It's all about questions, and that there are no answers except for what your answer is right now. So using that universal language, the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, and also knowing that it's a part of you, that you're never separate from it. It's just tapping into it and listening, and then taking the steps to really listen to that part of you. Because as our culture, I see that we tend to put the power outside of ourselves and listen and wait for someone to tell us what to do. And I think it's really important to start listening to what we need to do in the moment rather than waiting for, external sources, whether it be the media or a celebrity or whoever it is that you follow, and instead really tuning in because we all know. And if you claim yourself to be an old soul or if you feel older than a lot of people, we're all just relearning everything. So I feel like it's important to keep the connection as we all relearn together.
Mhm. I love what you had said about taking your yoga practice and making it a yoga life, living by the philosophy of the teachings of yoga and the energies of yoga. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and that is one thing that I share with anybody who wants to listen is Reiki, like yoga, is a practice, but I try to be Reiki and to live Reiki and to be that life affirming, life giving vibration. So bless you for taking that to the yogic. Is that what you say? Is it yogi philosophy? Yes, yogi philosophy.
Yoga, just yoga
So
philosophy, not yogi.
oh, yoga. Okay.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
that? I'm learning. I'm learning. That's what it's about. So I know that you were very active in a local business in your area where you were hosting some full moon and new moon ceremonies. Is that going to be part of this evolution of Susan? Are you going to continue that?
Yes, definitely. It's on hold right now.
Oh, I think we lost your audio again. Susan is very active in
And their new
community
moon
projects.
circles called the Wolf Circle. And it's for connecting and empowering. And I also think it's important to help children, so the children will also be in mind, and always be on the lookout for writing. Poetry will always be there, and art to come. So I kind of am an all-encompassing type of person, and I think it's important to gather women together so that they really feel that strength that they have, that we all have, every kind of woman. Men are important too, of course, but that is in that future. But for now, it's the gathering of strong women, women who need a space to really be themselves.
Yeah. And you said that was called because the audio cut out a little bit. They're the wolf gatherings, wolf circles,
The Wolf Circle, yeah, yeah.
and they're on hold right now because of obviously the social practice that we have. Are you doing them
Mm-hmm.
virtually?
No, we try, and right now it's just not working for cohesively between me and the woman I do it with. And I always like to respect what people are going through in different times in life. So we're going to wait to regroup when things are open again. So be on the lookout for that.
Okay, right. When it feels right. When it feels right. Keep us
Mm-hmm.
posted with that. As soon as that begins to reemerge in whatever way and however you choose. Let us help you be that voice and use Epic as a platform to share your gifts. That's why we're here. Um, you had mentioned
Definitely.
several times in our previous connections, in this connection, about your love of children and working with children.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear that in the background. I think it's beautiful. What could you, what do you do with the young children in your life to get through these days that we have, these long days of being, in the house, and what kind of activities, how do you work with the children in your life, basically?
Um, well, I always ask them first, like what they want to do. I think it's really important to empower children to make their own decisions and know that it's not up to me to control them. And I'm not a parent, this is just how I approach children. Because they're so easy to talk to and they listen very well. When you talk to them like they're an adult human, not like they're a child, they actually respond very easily and it can become a conversation. So we have conversations, we ask each other questions. I like to get them outside as much as I can. So we love chalk, doing art, and playing games. And when when I have the energy, I'll play games with them for the most part. And I think it's important to keep them remembering that they're a kid even in these times because kids are the joy of life that we need. And we're all kids in some type of way, whether we realize it or not. So I think that I've always said this, I think they teach me more than I ever will teach them. And I hope to keep carrying that on.
Absolutely. As a Gigi to four, I know the greatest joy for me is to be with them and be as a child with them. It's so fun. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you have helped
Mm-hmm.
greatly with the statement that you said, that you ask the children what they want to do, and I'm going to remember that today when I see my grandchildren. Instead of me having a set agenda, I'm going to ask them how they're feeling and how do they want this time to progress. So thank you for reminding me of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel that, we all need to tap into that inner child a little bit more and little more deeply and play right now. Um, I know you mentioned journaling. That sounds, to me, it sounds like play. To some, it may seem mundane, but as an artist, as an artist, do what type of journaling resonates with you? And by that, I mean, do you use different mediums? Do you use art? Do you just write? What's journaling mean for Susan?
Journaling for me was always an outlet to feel safe within my own voice, within my own body. I definitely draw. I love to draw. So I do both. But mostly writing for me is a place where there's no judgment and there ought to not be because we're all human, we have our things, so I just write it out. But it also helps me channel, and it also helps me connect with my guides and manifest clearly because sometimes it's not always clear. So journaling helps me sometimes read in between the lines rather than just what the lines are showing to be.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, my dear,
Yeah.
as we begin to wrap up, this is the quickest 20 minutes ever. I can't wait to have you back on Epic Interviews as your rebranding unfolds, and with future poetry being published and your art. I'm so grateful that that random day at
Yeah.
an office in Waterbury, I talked to your mom and she said, Epic, that's on my kitchen table. It was a perfect confirmation for me too to say they're seeing us, they're connecting the dots, they being the energies.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank your mom too, and I hope that your family is well. And
Thank
as we wrap
you.
up this segment of today's epic interviews, stay tuned. Stay tuned. We have Calvin Young coming on at 11, to talk a little bit about current situations and events. And so that's at 11. But for now, please reach out to Susan. We shared her information. If you have any questions, if you want to connect with Susan, that information will be in our feed. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you again. And to The Epic peeps that are watching, I want you to please stay healthy, stay you,
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned because we're going to be back at 11. And peace out, Epic Scouts. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you.